रिवीजन क्लास में आप लोगों का स्वागत है। बच्चों, हमने चैप्टर 1 सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन इन फ्लावरिंग प्लांट्स ख़त्म कर चुके हैं। अभी मैंने आपको कुछ क्वेश्चन भी दिए थे, प्रीवियस ईयर के क्वेश्चन, कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन आपको दी थी एंड आई होप कि आपने सारा क्वेश्चन सॉल्व कर दिया है एंड आपको कोई डाउट भी नहीं है, क्योंकि अभी तक मुझे कोई डाउट नहीं पूछा। ठीक है, एनीवे, तो हम दूसरा चैप्टर शुरू करने जा रहे हैं। दूसरा चैप्टर है आपका ह्यूमन रिप्रोडक्शन। एज यूजुअल, जैसे मैं हमेशा बताती हूँ कि रिवीजन में माइंड मैप करना ज़रूरी है, तो हम माइंड मैप से शुरू करेंगे। सो ह्यूमन रिप्रोडक्शन, इसमें हम पढ़ेंगे रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम, एंड इवेंट्स ऑफ रिप्रोडक्शन। ओके, तो अभी हम देखेंगे रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम में मेल रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम एंड फीमेल रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम। ओके, तो अभी हम देखेंगे कि मेल रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम में हम क्या क्या पढ़ेंगे, देन फीमेल रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम, देन विल गो टू इवेंट्स ऑफ रिप्रोडक्शन. So because your space is very less, so let me tell you first the male reproductive system. Okay, so male reproductive system. Okay, so under this, the system consists of testes, scrotum, जो important है मैं बता रही हूँ, then seminiferous tubule, then penis, then accessory ducts, and then accessory glands. Okay, now the what are contained in testes. अभी हम देखेंगे टेस्टिस में क्या क्या है. Testes contains your seminiferous tubule, okay, and this seminiferous tubule produces sperms. Okay, now come to the scrotum. In the scrotum accommodates the testes, and this scrotum is located outside the abdominal cavity, and it is the it maintains low temperature, for spermatogenesis. Okay, I'm sorry, जस्ट अ मिनट. ये एरो जो है मैंने यहाँ पर कर दिया है, तो दिस इज स्क्रोटम. ओके, scrotum. So testes contain seminiferous tubule which produces sperms. Then scrotum is a pouch and it accommodates testes and maintains low temperature for spermatogenesis. Okay, now come to the seminiferous tubule. यहाँ से हम seminiferous tubule में आएंगे. Now the seminiferous tubule, these are the densely coiled tubules within the testes. Okay, and this is the site for spermatogenesis. Okay, the next come to penis. And it is the path for urination and organ for transfer of sperm. Okay, then come to accessory ducts. The accessory ducts are vasa efferentia, which transfers the sperm, epididymis, which leads to vas deferens, and then its the other function is to store the sperms till maturation. Okay, then come to vas deferens. So first one is your vasa efferentia, second one epididymis, then third one is vas deferens. It leads to urethra, and its role is stores and transports sperms. ओके, ये पूरा डिटेल्स में हम पढ़ेंगे, बट जस्ट मैं माइंड मैप में आपको दे रही हूँ व्हाट विल बी द हेडिंग्स फॉर आवर स्टडी. द नेक्स्ट कम टू योर accessory glands. So the accessory glands are, in case of male, there are 3 types of accessory glands. One is Cowper's gland, the next your prostate gland, then seminal vesicle. Okay, so this Cowper's gland is otherwise known as bulbourethral gland. Okay, and it produces mucus which lubricates the penis. So it secretes fluid which lubricates the penis. Okay, then prostate gland, there is a Cowper's gland present in pair, prostate gland single gland, seminal vesicle is also a pair of gland. Now this prostate gland provides alkaline fluid for protection of sperm from, remember, vaginal acidic medium. Okay, now next is seminal vesicle. The seminal vesicle secretes seminal plasma and the seminal plasma contains fructose, calcium and enzymes, and its function is to provide nourishment to the sperm for maturation. Okay, so let me repeat the male reproductive system. See, the human reproduction, it consists of reproductive system and events of reproduction. Under reproductive system, we will be discussing male reproductive system and female reproductive system. Then male reproductive system, it consists of testes, scrotum, seminiferous tubule, penis and accessory ducts and accessory glands. Okay, now seminiferous tubule produces a sperm. Then your seminiferous tubules, scrotum accommodates the testes. They are located outside, these are pouches located outside the abdominal cavity, and low temperature is maintained in it for spermatogenesis, production of sperm. Then come to seminiferous tubule. Okay, seminiferous tubule is densely coiled tubule within the testes and it is the site for spermatogenesis. Then penis, I have written here. Penis helps in urination as it contains the urethra. Then it is the organ for transfer of sperm. Then here is your accessory duct and accessory glands. So here accessory ducts consist of vasa efferentia, which transfers the sperm. Then epididymis leads to vas deferens to store the sperm till maturation. Then vas deferens leads to urethra. Its function is also to store and transfer the sperm. Now accessory glands are of three types: a pair of Cowper's gland, a single prostate gland and two seminal vesicles. Cowper's glands are also known as bulbourethral gland. They secrete a fluid which lubricates the penis. Prostate gland provides alkaline fluid for protection of sperm from the vaginal acidic medium. Then seminal vesicle, it secretes seminal plasma, very very important, whose composition is fructose, calcium and enzymes, and it provides nourishment to the sperm for maturation. Okay, so this is all about the male reproductive system. Then come to your female reproductive system. So female reproductive system. So what are contained in the female reproductive system? It consists of a pair of ovary, the next fallopian tube, then uterus, cervix, vagina, then external genitalia, and like male reproductive system, they have also accessory glands. Okay, so now we'll discuss one by one. The first one is ovary. Let us take ovary. Ovary is located in the lower abdomen, and produces ovum. Next is fallopian tube. It is the connecting tube which connects the ovary with the uterus, and its function is fertilization and also transfer of the ovum. Actually, this fallopian tube consists of three parts: infundibulum, then ampulla, and isthmus. Okay, so now in the infundibulum, it has finger-like processes. Finger-like processes, and these finger-like processes helps in capturing the ovum. Okay, so these projections helps in collecting the ovum. Okay, then come to ampulla. Ampulla is the site for fertilization. The next isthmus, transfer of fertilized ovum. Okay, so this is all about your fallopian tube. Now next come to the next part is uterus. Uterus, it is a pear-shaped structure and consists of perimetrium, myometrium, and endometrium. Okay, and this endometrium is the site for development of the, so this is the site for development of embryo. Then it also like it helps in the formation of the placenta, contributes to the formation of placenta, and if fertilization doesn't take place, in absence of fertilization, it degenerates to cause menstruation. Okay, so this is all about the uterus. Then come to the next part is cervix. It is a small canal, connects uterus to vagina. Okay, then come to vagina. This vagina, the cervix and the vagina together constitute the birth canal. Okay, so it is a, you can say, part of a birth canal, covered by membrane, that is hymen. Okay, and its function is receives the sperms. Okay, then come to external genitalia. It consists of labia minora, labia majora, mons pubis, and then clitoris. Okay, now come to the accessory glands. The accessory gland consists of the mammary gland, and this mammary gland has following parts. It has lobes, contains alveolar cells, the next is alveoli, secretes milk, then tubules, and these tubules transports milk to duct. Duct means mammary duct, then mammary ducts transport milk to ampulla. ये सारा डायग्राम के साथ मैं समझाऊंगी. Now next part is ampulla transports milk to lactiferous duct. Then lactiferous duct it stores the milk. Okay, so now the accessory gland consists of only mammary gland, and this mammary gland has these parts like lobes, alveoli, then tubules, mammary ducts, then ampulla, then lactiferous ducts. Okay. Now come to the events of reproduction. The events of reproduction consist of events of reproduction. This is nothing but summary of your chapter. Okay, so it consists of gametogenesis, and fertilization and parturition. Okay, gametogenesis, one more is menstrual cycle, then fertilization, and last one is parturition. Okay, so first one, gametogenesis, let us see. Gametogenesis, it is of two types: spermatogenesis and oogenesis. Okay, so this gametogenesis consists of it is of two types: spermatogenesis, where it produces the process of formation of the sperm. Okay, and this is the process of formation of ovum. Okay, now let us and we will also discuss the hormonal regulation of both these processes. Before that, spermatogenesis, it starts from let us start with spermatogenesis. Spermatogenesis, it starts with the spermatogonial cells. These spermatogonial cells are they are present in the seminiferous tubule, and these are undifferentiated diploid cells. So don't forget to write the ploidy, always write the ploidy. So what are these spermatogonial cells? These are undifferentiated diploid cells within the seminiferous tubule. Now next, it undergoes mitosis, and then it grows in size, and it forms a primary mitosis and growth. Primary spermatocyte. Okay, so now these primary spermatocytes are formed simply by growth, so its ploidy must be 2 and only. Then it will undergo meiosis 1, and it will form secondary spermatocyte. So since it is meiosis, so it will be haploid. Then it will undergo meiosis 2, Now after meiosis 2, it forms spermatids. The number I am not mentioning, we will go into details later on. So it will also be haploid. Then it undergoes spermiogenesis. And by spermiogenesis, it forms the spermatozoa. Okay, so spermatozoa or sperms. Then after the formation of the sperm releases from the Sertoli cells, and that is called spermiation. Okay, so this is all about the spermatogenesis. Now come to oogenesis. Oogenesis, it is the process of production of the female gamete or ovum production. Okay, so this process starts with oogonial cell, which is diploid, and like spermatogonial cell, these are also undifferentiated diploid cells present within the ovary. Okay, now this process starts at embryonic stage. So this process starts at embryonic stage, and till birth the process continues. The meiosis starts, but it stops at a particular phase. Okay, so starts at embryonic stage and arrested at prophase 1. So meiosis begins, but it is arrested at prophase 1, and in this condition it continues up to the till birth. It remains in this condition. So when a child takes birth, a girl baby takes birth, she has the primary oocytes. Up to primary oocyte, the development is over. Okay, so it forms a primary oocytes, and at the onset of puberty, so at puberty, so when the puberty comes, the prophase 1, from the prophase 1 the meiosis is released. So meiosis 1 is released from prophase 1. Okay, that means the meiosis 1 is completed. The meiosis 1 is completed. So when the meiosis 1 is completed, it divides into 2 cells, and this division is unequal division. So this unequal division, as a result, a small cell is produced which is called first polar body, and a large cell is formed, that is secondary oocyte. Okay, and the ploidy, what will be the ploidy? The ploidy, because the meiosis 1 has been completed, so the ploidy must be N. Okay, now the secondary oocyte undergoes again meiosis, but it is meiosis 2. Okay, but meiosis 2 will take place up to metaphase 2 and arrested at metaphase 2. Okay, so now in this condition the ovum is released, the secondary not ovum, the secondary oocyte is released from the ovary. In this condition, the secondary oocyte is in metaphase 2 condition, and in this condition the secondary oocyte is released from the ovary. Okay, but during fertilization, once the sperm penetrates into the ovum, the meiosis 2 is released from metaphase 2 and the division is completed, and it forms a second polar body, and this is over. Okay, so this is all about the oogenesis. Now let us come to the phases of menstrual cycle. Menstrual cycle. Okay, so the menstrual cycle has 3 phases. The 3 phases are menstrual phase, which extends from 3 to 5 days. Then follicular or proliferative phase. Follicular or proliferative phase, जो कि 6 to 13 days तक extend करता है. The next is, the last phase is luteal phase. Luteal or secretory phase. Okay, so this secretory phase is that is 15 to 28 or 29 days. Now what about this 14th days? On the 14th day, ovulation takes place on the 14th day. It is theoretically it is 14th day, but actually it is you cannot give guarantee that it is happening on the 14th day only. Okay, so this is the menstrual cycle that we will discuss in details later on. Then embryonic development. Now this embryonic development under this heading, what we'll discuss: male gamete or sperm and the female gamete. Female gamete, that is ovum. They fuse, and that process is called fertilization, and that forms a zygote. Okay, after the formation of the zygote undergoes cleavage, and by cleavage the cells are it is unicellular. Zygote is unicellular, but after cleavage multicellular structure is formed, and in these multicellular structures the cells are called blastomeres. Now it develops into morula. Morula develops into blastula, or that is blastula develops into gastrula. But in this gastrula stage, implantation in uterus takes place, then it develops into gastrula. Okay, and once it is implanted, then the formation of the placenta, then the development of the embryo takes place, which includes different time stars, and development of the 3 germinal layers and other structures, and then at last parturition. Okay, so now parturition, simply it is the childbirth. Childbirth, and then we'll read about the colostrum, the first milk the milk produced during the first few days after pasteurization is known as colostrum, which is fed to the infant. Okay, now let us discuss the chapter in details. So up to this, I think it is clear to you. So you have got a just outline picture of the chapter. Now let us discuss the whole chapter, complete chapter in details. Chapter in details. Okay, let us start with the male reproductive system. Listen to me carefully. I am giving you line by line NCERT I will teach you. So as I have told you, male reproductive system. The male reproductive system consists of, as I have already said, it consists of testes. Let us start from the testes. Testes are situated outside the abdominal cavity in a pouch called scrotum. Okay, and the temperature, as I have told you, it has low temperature. Scrotum has 2 to 2.5 degree Celsius temperature, lower than the body temperature. ओके, सो बॉडी का टेम्परेचर हमारा नॉर्मल टेम्परेचर कितना होता है 37 डिग्री सेल्सियस. सो उससे 2 to 2.5 डिग्री सेल्सियस कम होता है टेम्परेचर इनसाइड द स्क्रोटम. सो व्हाई इट इज नेसेसरी टू हेल्प इन spermatogenesis. Okay, so this temperature is necessary for the spermatogenesis. Now inside each testis has near about 250 compartments, and these compartments are known as testicular lobules. Okay, and what is testicular lobule? Each testis has 250 compartments, and these compartments are called testicular lobules. Now in each lobule has 2 to 3 highly coiled seminiferous tubule. Remember, the structural and functional unit of testes are the seminiferous tubule. Now what are the cells present in the seminiferous tubule? The seminiferous tubule, so here seminiferous tubule, it contains two types of cells, male germ cell and other one is, which is also known as spermatogonia. And other one is Sertoli cell. So I am talking about inside of the seminiferous tubule. सेमिनिफेरस ट्यूब्यूल के अंदर क्या सेल होता है? अक्सर यहाँ पर बच्चे कंफ्यूज हो जाते हैं कि आपका ऑल टुगेदर टेस्टिस में 3 मेजर टाइप्स ऑफ सेल्स आर प्रेजेंट. Two types of cells are present inside the seminiferous tubule, or outside the seminiferous tubule one more type of cell is present, that is called interstitial cell. So don't get confused. सेमिनिफेरस ट्यूब्यूल के अंदर 2 टाइप के सेल ही होते हैं. एक है मेल जर्म सेल या स्पर्माटोगोनिया, एंड अदर वन इज सर्टोली सेल. एंड ऑफन इट्स फंक्शन इज आल्सो आस्क्ड. दिस मेल जर्म सेल undergoes meiosis and it forms the sperms. Okay, now what is the function of your Sertoli cell? The Sertoli cell provides nutrition to the germ cell. Okay. Okay, so suppose this is the testes, that is transverse section of testes, and these are the seminiferous tubules. So inside the seminiferous tubule, as I said, the Sertoli cells are elongated cells and the male germ cells are present. Now this is one Sertoli cell, this is one Sertoli cell. So these are all Sertoli cell. So in between these Sertoli cells some special type of cells are present, and this space between the seminiferous tubule are known as, ये जो space है बीच में, this is called interstitial space. Okay, so this interstitial space contains the cells that is known as interstitial cells. They are called interstitial cells or Leydig cells. Okay, now these Leydig cells, and besides that the blood vessels, that is the nerve fibers, all these things are supplied to the testes, and they are located in this space only. So the function of Leydig cell is to secrete the, so Leydig cell secretes the testicular hormone. What is the testicular hormone? Testicular hormone, that is androgens. Okay, and these androgens help in development of the secondary sexual character, and they also help in the process of spermatogenesis. Okay, now come to the accessory ducts. Okay, so now this accessory ducts consist of, it includes, let me write one by one. Rete testis, then vasa efferentia, then epididymis, then vas deferens. Okay, now the seminiferous tubules of as I have told you, there are testicular lobules. So in each testicular lobules 2 to 3 seminiferous tubules are present. So now these seminiferous tubules are from each testicular lobules are emerging out, and they are gathered in a portion that is known as your rete testis. So seminiferous tubule in the region called retatestes opens into vasa efferentia. Okay, and then vasa efferentia opens into epididymis, and this epididymis opens into vas deferens. Okay, now this vas deferens, suppose this is one testis only I am showing you. This is testis, and here are the, just a minute, suppose this is it. I am just showing you the rough diagram and I am trying to make you clear how they are open. So these are the testicular lobules. Okay, so in each lobule the coiled ducts are present, that is tubules are present, that is seminiferous tubules. Now these seminiferous tubules, here there is a region that is called retatestes. The seminiferous tubules comes to this position, and then from here they open into vasa efferentia. So vasa efferentia is not a single vasa efferentia, so they open into vasa, this tubule. Okay, this is vasa efferentia. Now this vasa efferentia opens into a large duct and which is highly coiled, that is called epididymis. Okay, now this epididymis comes as it continues as vas deferens. Okay, now this structure is present in the scrotum. Okay, ये जो स्ट्रक्चर मैंने बनाया है ये स्क्रोटम के अंदर होता है up to epididymis and some portion of vas deferens. Now vas deferens goes upward and it is looped in the abdominal cavity. ये ऊपर की तरफ जाता है और ये बाहर है, scrotum is outside the abdominal cavity. Now vas deferens goes to the abdominal cavity, then it loops over the urinary bladder. Okay, it loops over the urinary bladder, and while let me show you another diagram. So up to this I think it is clear to you. So now this so here is the testis, here is another testis. Suppose say this is vas deferens. Okay, from here also this is vas deferens. They move up into the abdominal cavity, and then they loop over the, here is the urinary bladder. कुछ ज़्यादा ही बड़ा बना दिया यूरिनरी ब्लैडर को मैंने. Okay, this is the urinary bladder, and then they receive, this is vasa efferentia, remember, vasa efferentia, sorry, vas deferens, and here on both the side the seminal vesicles are there. Let me make this portion very clear to you. This is urinary bladder, which comes through the penis as a urethra. Okay, now this is okay, this is a vas deferens of both the side. Now this vas deferens receive duct from the seminal vesicle. So this is seminal vesicle, this is vas deferens. So now they receive the duct from the seminal vesicle, and I have told you that seminal vesicle stores the seminal plasma, which provides nourishment to the sperms. Okay, so now the sperms that comes through the vas deferens from the testes are now nourished by the seminal plasma present in the seminal vesicle, and then the sperms. Now here you can see there is another structure. Just a minute. Here there is another, combinedly they form a duct that is known as ejaculatory duct. Ejaculatory duct. Okay, now this ejaculatory duct opens into the urethra. ये हो गया आपका ejaculatory duct which opens into the urethra, and the urethra is present in the penis. Penis is the cylindrical structure. Now come to the accessory glands. Accessory glands are three types of glands are there. Seminal vesicle I have already discussed. They contain seminal plasma, and they are rich in fructose, calcium and enzymes. Okay, and then come to the, here there is a butterfly shaped single prostate gland is present, which contains a alkaline fluid to neutralize the acidic path inside the vagina. So this is this portion is your a single prostate gland, remember. Okay, now below this there are two very small pea like glands are there. They are known as Cowper's gland or bulbourethral gland, and secretion of these glands helps in lubrication of the penis. So this is all about the male reproductive system. So let me repeat the male reproductive system. Okay, so male reproductive system, from here we have started. It consists of a pair of testes. The testes are located outside the abdominal cavity in a pouch called scrotum. The scrotum has 2 to 2.5 degrees Celsius temperature, lower than the body temperature, and this temperature is suitable for spermatogenesis. Each testis has 250 compartments, and these compartments are known as testicular lobules, and in each testicular lobules 2 to 3 highly coiled seminiferous tubules are there, and this seminiferous tubule has two types of cells. Okay, one is male germ cell or spermatogonia, and other one is Sertoli cell. The male germ cell undergoes spermatogenesis and produces sperm. The Sertoli cell provides nourishment to the germ cell. Now let us see if this is the TS of testes. You can see there are many rounded structures are there. These are the cross section of seminiferous tubules. Okay, so now inside this seminiferous tubule you can see the elongated cells. These are the Sertoli cells. SC I have written, Sertoli cells, and the other cells are the male germ cell or spermatogonia. Now in between, in this space is called interstitial space, and in this interstitial space special type of cells are present. They are known as Leydig cells. Leydig cell secretes the testicular hormones called androgen. Okay, now come to the accessory ducts. The accessory ducts consist of retetestes, vasa efferentia, epididymis and vas deferens. Now seminiferous tubule, मैंने जो आपको बताया था रेटेटेस्टिस में seminiferous tubule होते हैं. These seminiferous tubules are opening into the vasa efferentia through the retetestes. Okay, retetestes is a space where all the seminiferous tubules are open, and then from there the seminiferous tubules, few seminiferous tubules are opened into each vasa efferentia. Now these vasa efferentia are joined together to form the epididymis, or you can say they are opened into the epididymis, and epididymis is a highly coiled and very large part of the duct. Then this epididymis continued as vas deferens. The vas deferens goes up into the abdomen and looped over the urinary bladder and then comes down. And so here I have shown you the picture. So this is this is the testicular lobule, and these are the seminiferous tubules, and this portion is the retetestes. This is vasa efferentia, then epididymis, and then vas deferens. Okay, now as the you can see, this is vas deferens. It goes up, and this is the urinary bladder. It loops over the urinary bladder and receives the duct from the seminiferous seminal that is your seminal vesicle. Okay, so these are the seminal vesicles. Now they are combinedly forming a duct that is known as ejaculatory duct, which continued as the urethra. Okay, and the urethra opens to the exterior through an opening that is known as meatus. Okay, besides the seminal vesicle, the other glands are a single prostate gland and two Cowper's gland. The function of seminal vesicle is to secrete seminal plasma, which is rich in fructose, calcium and enzymes, and nourishes the sperm for maturation. And then the butterfly shaped prostate gland, single prostate gland is present, which secretes the alkaline secretion to neutralize the acidic medium in the vagina. And then two Cowper's glands are present in the penis on either side of the urethra, and they secrete some fluid, lubricating fluid, which lubricates the penis. So with this, your male reproductive system is completed. So now in the next session we'll discuss the female reproductive system, because tomorrow the Hindi students are having their exam, so I'm not continuing the female reproductive system and the events. So let me stop here. Please go through the up to this in details. Then next class we'll discuss the female reproductive system and rest of the things. Till then, thank you. Bye bye.